Welcome once again to the Reading Room, the companion video, YouTube video show thing for the Comic Podcast.
Maybe a light on there.
What's that? No.
Okay.
Okay. One of these days I'm going to get a good solid intro for this thing.
Yeah.
Set up because I got the intro for the podcast down pat, but generally speaking, I screw it up.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get something down pat for me to screw up every week for the YouTube show. All right, so this is the companion YouTube show for the Comic Shop Podcast, in which we spend about 10 minutes, give or take, talking about actual comic books. If you see the table in front of me, Charles, it's for you. It's for you, brother. I will finally be talking about the relaunch of XO Manowar, which started a little bit earlier this spring. Scott, you got some books to talk about. Hit us up. I should mention that today is June. Is it the 4th?
Yes.
Today is June 4th, Sunday, June 4th, 2017. Scott, start us up.
All right. Well, a while ago, they launched a story, Green Goblin. And this wasn't Norman Osborn Green Goblin. This was just some guy who found the stuff.
Okay.
And became a superhero?
He-
But it was a lot of comedy in it. It was really good art, but a lot of spider villains. And he's still wearing the Green Goblin costume with all
Cool.
the nick.
I am not familiar with that at all.
No, it's pretty good. There's first 2 issues there. I have more, but I don't know where they are because I'm a mess. Anyway, does anyone remember that cut scene at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where the Sovereign have that cocoon
At
thing?
this point, I think people that didn't even watch that movie remember the cutscene at the end of Guardians 2.
Just for giggles and grins, Warlock number 1. I'm not even familiar with the story. It's been so long since I read it. I just figured I'd say, hey, Warlock
Here's
number
a
1.
book.
This, however, is Spiderman in another what-if Elseworlds kind of thing, where him and Doc Ock are both monsters, and yeah, he's got to eat people. It's pretty cool stuff.
Spider-Man's got to eat people?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
You're gonna have to find some.
I am going to have to find some of these panels. Oh,
I'll leave it with you to read because I'm gonna take those to read.
yeah, you are going to.
But yeah, it's really good. It's not really dark.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really.
yeah,
dark.
I'm picking up. There might be more photo overlays.
I'm sorry, it's not Dr. Octopus.
Professor Squid.
Then he's also a monster.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really.
Yeah, there might be some more photo overlays. That's nifty.
Yeah.
There might be some more photo overlays in this episode because there's a lot. I've never seen this. There's a lot of good art
really,
in this.
Really good art.
Wow,
That's what you think.
that's cool. It reminds me of that. I can't even remember it. What it's called, but the kind of an alternate version of the Justice League that came out like last year, where Batman was like a vampire.
Oh, Gods and Villains.
Gods and Villains. Thank you. Yes.
Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters. Yes. It kind of reminds me of that.
Something like that. Yeah. It's a really good story.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
And there's the X-Men and the Ghost Rider.
That's.
Brood trouble in the Big Easy.
Mm.
And Ghost Rider actually gets kind of possessed by a brood in this and beats on some X-Men really good. It's a good thing one of them's got a really good healing factor because, wow. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like me some
All
Ghost
good
Rider.
stuff. I love anytime the brood show up
Yeah.
because it always makes for good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Nice.
Let's
Those
get to
are more
that.
goodness. Excellent. Okay, so, kind of the main event this week, I guess, because we've been teasing it for so long,
About 3 weeks in a row.
give or take. Charles, the Valiant fan, he is a valiant man. I know what he does for a living, and I'm proud of him. And he is also a Valiant fan, and he said, you guys should just go ahead. Because XO Manowar is kind of the flagship title for Valiant. I mean, I might be overstepping the bounds a little bit because I'm not
sure.
into Valiant. I know that Bloodshot's up in there.
Ninjak.
And Ninjak is up in there. Ninjak and XO Manowar might share top billing, so to speak. But XO Manowar seems to be their flagship title, and Charles impressed upon me to cover the relaunch. And here we have the first 3 issues of the relaunch. Matt Kint, Thomas Giarello, Diego Rodriguez. Those are the top 3, talking about writing, penciling, and
Does that
inks.
resemble any other picture you've ever seen before?
Kind of, sort of.
Like take different characters and put them in same poses. Star Wars, maybe.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, I'll do a photo overlay of issue 1, the cover, but that does kind of look like a Star Wars poster. That's true. That is a good call. This stuff, and I'm not familiar with. I actually have a compended edition of the first.
The original run?
The first maybe 4 or 5 issues, volume 1 basically compended of the original run. And after reading these, I did a shallow dive on that just because I want to know what the backstory is, where this character come from. And this is
Wow, they are.
I know, this is art the way I really like the art. It's not really, but the thing about it is it's more like, okay, take your regular comic book art and then you take Alex Ross, whose name comes up often on the show, and
My fault.
put something in between there. There's a spectrum there. And the art, and I'm not even going to bother to show you because it won't do it justice. I'll put panels up on the overlays. This is the art. This art is right straight up my jam. Is art like this? It is still very much a comic book, but it is.
Oh no.
It is so extreme. The art is it's both nuanced and straight up in your face at the same time.
Oh, very good.
The story is compelling. The story is it's very much about a singular character, but it doesn't give any of the side characters short shift. I mean, the bottom line is he's a human, and his origin story is from the like back during the days of the Holy Roman Empire, and or even before the Holy Roman Empire. I think the actual just the Roman Empire before they converted to Christianity. And he was a probably Eastern European, maybe Southern Western European warrior who takes up arms against invading Roman legions. And through circumstances, because comic book reasons, it takes the possession of this extraterrestrial armor that gives him a unique ability to wage war. And this is not a, from what I understand, and please, Charles, if you watch this,
it's not a reboot.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not a reboot. It's a relaunch of the same character with essentially the same arc. They're picking it up where they left off, not knowing where they left off, but not having having a very very slight familiarity with the original art.
It first came out long ago.
But I'm in that dive where I'm reading the original books now. This is excellent. This really is excellent, and they go really fast, but they don't skimp it. Like they don't force the pacing, but it naturally goes really fast in the development of this particular where this character is in his journey. They move it very fast from the issue 1. Like what I got is the first 3 issues from issue 1 to issue 3. It moves at a really healthy clip. The story moves along. The pacing is fast, but it's fulfilling. So yeah, Matt Kindt as the storyteller is, like I said, not giving short shrift. If it appears on a panel, it's important, and that goes to both the writing and the art, specifically the pencils by Tomas Giorello. And then the colors. There you go. I just got to call out the artists by name repeatedly. The colors are nothing is everything is. It's not garish at all. It's not. The colors are muted in a sense because the story itself takes center stage, and so you don't necessarily want. Look at that splash! Isn't that beautiful?
Oh wow. Turn that around.
Yeah, this is. I'll like I said, there's going to be a lot of overlays in this episode.
Yeah.
Post on this one's going to be extensive. This is you open the front cover, and the front cover is part of the book. No ads. Front cover is part of the book, and then you open to that splash on issue 2, and that's just gorgeous to look at, isn't it? I mean, that's just absolutely gorgeous, and that's him, and the glowing thing right there. That's the armor in question, and he has conversations with it. It's sentient. He has conversations
AI,
with it.
right?
What's that? It has an AI, and the AI is like it's almost like if Kit knew more about what was going on in Michael Knight's head than Michael Knight did. That's basically the size of it. And I do not know, and I'm hoping that when I do a deeper dive into the original run, that I get more of the history of the armor, because that's what I'm very much interested in. Which compels me to go read, and it does its job. It compels me to go read the original run, and then it compels me to go down to my local brick and mortar and say, hey, could you order up everything starting with issue 4 to current? Order up copies and set me up a pull box because I'm going to want to keep going with this. So, to make a short story long, which I seem to say every single episode, you're like, everybody needs a tagline. Apparently, that's one. Thank you very much, Charles, for recommending the Valiant title XO Manowar, the relaunch. It was extremely fulfilling. It was an excellent recommendation. I'm loving every single panel and every single word of this story. And
I'll leave these with you to read.
I'll put these back in the bags and the boards, and I will give those to you, and we'll have a little book swap. All right, so I think that's the reading room for this week.
Sure.
All right, so very cool. So the thing with the pointy downy, like, subscribe, comment, share. Most importantly, hit us up on the Facebook page. I put the link in. I'll continue to put the link in the description.
Yes, please.
Hit us up on the Facebook page, facebook.com/thecomicsshop1. That's where you can most easily communicate with us, most easily view the content that Jim and Scott fill that page with on the reg.
Oh, yeah.
And most easily give us feedback about what we're talking about. If you want to leave us a comment on the YouTube channel, I'll get those too. Either way. But the most important things, obviously, for anyone that does this is the likes and the subscribes and the shares. If you like what we're doing, let other people know about it. We want our audience to grow because we want more people to be part of the conversation. Feedback.
We love feedback.
Feedback. If you do listen to the podcast, you know that I screwed up last week hardcore about concerning feedback, but
That was corrected.
that was corrected. Go back and listen to this week's episode of The Comic Shop, which is going to be issue 81. I got it right this time.
Yeah, you did.
And you will hear that story about said corrected feedback. All right. So, this was really cool. There's a lot of nice stuff on the table today. For the reading room and the Comic Shop podcast. The Comic Shop podcast? I don't even know how to pronounce it. My name is Eric over here
I'm Scott.
with Dragon Con all up in this piece.
I had to do it.
I'm like, I was going to focus on the hat, not even include us in his frame. Just focus on the hat, the whole frame. And he's like, I was like, you're all decked out in Dragon Con. He's like, yeah, I got the hat at Dragon Con too. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so be well, people. We will be back at you next week, where I don't know what you're going to have, and you don't even know what you're going to have. I'm going to have something that is extremely topical, extremely appropriate to current events in the geek and pop culture world.
Oh, boy.
Stay tuned. Take it easy.
Peace out.